Hey everybody, today Rahdo runs down Crisis at Steamfall, which is a steampunk adventure game where 1 to 4 players try to uncover the mysteries and secrets of the city of Steamfall. And the way it works is the game takes place over 3 days, and each day has kind of a morning, a noon, and a night. Each player gets to do 3 actions over 3 days, so there's 9 turns in total. And that may not sound like a lot, but you can do so much on a turn in this game. And the way that works is based on your character board. Here's Professor Marcus. He is the master of steam. He controls steam so much he's actually made a steam golem that he can move around, as well as having a steam channeler staff and a steam channeler himself. He loves messing with steam, and he starts out over here. Now, when it's his turn, he will choose to activate one of these 4 action columns and do every icon that is in the column. So if he were to activate this, hey, he can do 3 movement and a special action, which is controlling his steam golem. But let's say he did this, and you say, well, this isn't great. He only gets to do 2 things. He gets to interact with something in the environment, and he gets to improve his mood. That can't be as good as this, right? Well, here's the thing. On your turn, you pick one column, activate everything in there, and in addition to activating a column, you also get to upgrade a column. That could be one of the columns you haven't touched or the column you've activated. So for instance, if he wants to activate this column because he wants to improve his mood and he wants to interact, but he can't move around, let's say this turn, we upgraded this column. So now there's 2 movement and interaction in mood. And so he does this and say, how is he going to move? He starts out here in the town center. Let's say he spends 1 movement to come over here into the park. You can see it costs 1 movement to go between these. Over here, it would cost 3 movement to go from the park to this alien district. And hey, he's still got 1 more movement. He'd like to come over here to this secret location and find out what's there. He'd get some insight. He could maybe interact with this, because remember, he's got an interaction because he'd like to get this item. How can he get there? Well, everybody starts with 1 stamina, and there are ways to upgrade your character to earn more stamina. Stamina is a wild card action, so maybe he'd spend this stamina to get 1 more movement. So he went 1, 2, 3, and now the Professor Marcus knows what's in this little secret location, which was randomly selected. Every time you set up, you're going to get a collection of totally unpredictable secret locations. This one is the Forbidden District. Alrighty, and over here, you can interact in the Forbidden District to get influence on any location card anywhere in the world. That's incredibly powerful. And so he puts an influence token here to let everybody know that he and only he knows what's here. Now, whenever you come across insight, you immediately collect it. So he's got some insight. This is a useful resource that can be used for all kinds of things. Now remember, he's used his 2 movement. He still has an interact. He'll go on ahead and interact to get an item card. You can see there's a gigantic deck of item cards. And so what did he make? It's a winch-powered upgrade, which means he could turn his steam channeler into a winch-powered steam channeler. Or he could upgrade his channeler's staff into a winch-powered channeler staff. Or what might he have found? He might have found an of Euphoria. He could upgrade later to become the winch-powered channeler's staff of Euphoria. So you can upgrade your items over the course of the game. Not only can you find regular items like this, you can find cool relics, like an area warper that gives you the skill of trickery and has to be powered up to do things. Or, I don't know. And of Insight. Your steam channeler could become the steam channeler of Insight so that you get more insight every time you use it. So there's a lot of customization with your items, and over the course of the game, you'll get more and more and more stuff. But if that weren't enough, say later on a future turn, he were to move back over here, you can interact with the townsfolk either by building up charm or violence to threaten them or charm them into joining you. And that has to do with your mood. Remember, when I did this, not only did I get to move twice and interact, I increased my mood. Now, 1 level isn't good enough, but if I increase my mood again, now anytime I want, I can call in my mood to earn charm. And the happier I am when I call it in, the more charm I'll get. At the highest level, I'll even get some steam, which is the most valuable resource in the game. So if I get super happy and then I use it, I've got 6 charm and some steam. That would be enough for me to charm several different people in a location. And what happens when you charm them? Well, you might meet a wanted gang who will join you. And whenever you get one of these followers, well, they give you a passive ability that's always with you as long as they're with you. They give you a new action you can do. Like if you have a gang following you around, you can use your interaction to basically threaten other civilians to shake them down to get scrap, which is another type of resource. And when you have followers, they give you a quest as well, which is a way to score victory points. And, instead of an armed wanted gang, I might have found the VIP Steam Collector, who gives me access to different abilities and quests. Or the Sky Girl. Or, I don't know, Mistopheles, the cat, the steampunk cat. And don't worry, folks, there is a steampunk dog in this game as well. So, over the course of the game, as you travel around, spending your resources, uncovering secrets. Oh, by the way, this is still face down. Only the player controlling Marcus knows what it is, but at any time, it can be revealed as the Forbidden District. And now, it's a usable place as well. And a lot of times, when you uncover areas, like the abandoned factory or the fabricator. This is an interesting one. If you have influence in the fabricator, which is to say you've explored it and put one of your cubes on there, you can use its power from anywhere on the board. So, what's interesting about this game more than anything else is an incredible, explosive amount of actions. Like I said, you will only take 9 turns over the course of this game, but your average turn is going to have you doing a half a dozen to a dozen different things, depending on how you've customized your action board, depending on how you've customized and built up your goods, depending on what types of followers you have, and depending on what opportunities they are. Like if you're over here during the invigorating rain, every time you walk into the place with an invigorating rain, you get a stamina increase. If you head over here while the black market vendor is around, you can spend scrap to get items that will give you more powers. Or if you come over here to the ancient route, you can spend movement to get ancient relics. It'll make you very powerful. Now, if all that weren't enough, there's this ancient technology that nobody understands. These ruins can be searched by spending resources to get relics. When you do it once, you spend, say, 3 interaction to search and find 2 relics, it flips. Now you've got to spend 4 to find 2 more relics, and then it's gone. But more ruins, which different requirements will appear over the course of the game. And there's these ancient alien glyphs that can be decoded. But to do that, there's a little reminder over here. To decode a red glyph, you need a combination of violence or insight. To decode green glyphs, you need charm or insight. So that's a way to score points. Completing quests is a way to score points. And if all that weren't enough, folks, I'm only talking about the competitive version of the game, where everybody's racing, everybody has a unique character with cool, unique special powers. You could be Alice, who's kind of like a poison ivy character who can make vines grow all over the city to spread her influence. Or you could be Lucius, the mad scientist who can basically zombify citizens to follow him. Or good old Jim and Bean, a lady and her best friend Gorilla, who are ready for a fight anywhere you go. But anyway, you can play competitively where everybody's racing to unlock the secrets of the alien technology, or you can play cooperatively where the alien technology strikes back. If you're playing a co-op game, what happens is these evil pylons appear that will destroy the city because the city only has so many serenity points that you keep track of. If you run out of serenity points, you lose. Everybody has to work together to get the resources you need to power up the core shard to destroy them before time runs out. 3 days. And while you're playing cooperatively, instead of lovely events that pop up that you can take advantage of, crises pop up, like civilian unrest or a fire. And when these crises pop up, evil mechanized civilians show up who will actually move around the board trying to attack players, trying to take out civilians, and if they make it to the center of town, they'll just try to tear the town apart. So it may seem really simple to only do 9 turns, but these turns get incredibly robust and rich with all kinds of interesting combos between items and characters and environments. And if you like that sort of thing and you like a really thematic, atmospheric adventure game, you might want to check out Crisis at Steamfall. I'll only warn you, it can get crazy complex. Maybe even sometimes a little too complex. But that's it, folks. That's the rundown on Crisis at Steamfall. Thanks very much for watching. Have a nice day. Talk to you later. So long. Bye-bye.